welcome to the EXCELcast. I'm Melissa Coppola. I'm a program assistant here at the EXCEL department at the University of Michigan School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Today I'm here with Carlos Funn, co-founder and co-director of Moving 24 FPS. Welcome, Carlos.
Thank you. Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit, just give us a short description of what is Moving 24 FPS?
Moving 24 FPS is the first national pop-up of where we have dance artists and film artists meet and craft over the course of one weekend to create films that are then screened within a 24-hour period.
Wow, that's really impressive. Really cool. So one of the things that I think is really cool is that you've started off not just launching something locally in Detroit, but also in multiple cities across the country. So how do you go about starting a festival in a different place?
One, dreaming really big,
Yes.
but also because we had a proof of concept, and we tried to do that last August, where we teamed up together about 4 to 5 filmmakers and dance makers over the course of a weekend, and we tried it as our own proof of concept. And so then what we did strategically is that we leaned on our own personal network for this first launch nationally. So with Detroit obviously being a place that we want to definitely put in the forefront of things happening as far as music, dance, and culture, and then with my connections in Richmond, Virginia, so we're going there, and then with co-founder and co-director Marcus White, who's also a UMich alum, his connections in Charlotte and also his connections in Arizona. And so that's how we were able to launch this first very vast festival that we're doing.
Really cool. So proof of concept, that's sort of like your first iteration or your first test.
Yes, a proof of concept is your first test of ideas that you kind of do. We gathered all our own personal resources, so it's definitely one of those leaps of faith that's all on you. But we learned a lot of really great things, and so then we were able to tease those things out, and then we were able to pitch it to EXCEL.
Cool. So how many people were at the Proof of Concept Festival?
The first Proof of Concept was, like I said, about 4 to 5 teams, and then when we did the screenings, it was around about 45 to about 50 people.
That's a lot of people. Really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was very successful.
Yeah, we thought so for the small amount of time and what we put into it, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So something that I noticed is that you sort of saw a void or a problem that you wanted to solve, and one of those was more creative collaboration between dancers and filmmakers. So do you feel like there is a natural platform for these people to collaborate, or where have you started to sort of go from the ground up for your festivals?
Well, it's two things. Thank you for bringing that up. Not only did we see that there was necessarily a void in networking and connecting, because we really feel like in the climate of today, the more that we can become collaborative, the more voices that can be heard. The other thing is that we also wanted to bring into the forefront of maybe less diverse voices that haven't had agency or platform to actually be viewed using the modes of filmmaking and dance crafting.
Yeah, it's really symbiotic. So both artists are getting something out of it.
Yes.
That's really, really cool. So what do you think that you focus the most within your incubator process at the EXCEL department?
I think with EXCEL, with the great thing that was able to have is that even though we had a proof of concept, EXCEL was definitely a great resource for mentorship as far as providing, hey, maybe there's some questions we didn't ask. Maybe there's some ways that we could approach, either funding, either marketing, either also ways to, leverage networks, and also how to, expand networks.
So Carlos, can you tell us a little bit about what the schedule is like for your festival during the summer, and also maybe some future plans for the project?
Well, for this summer and this season, what we have slated is that we're going to be in Detroit in May 18th through the 21st. We're going to be in Richmond, Virginia, August 10th through the 13th, then in Charlotte in October, and then in Arizona in December. And all that's getting ready to lead into 2018 when we launch the Moving 24 FPS Institute, which will be a week-long intensive of embodied practice, but then also the second half of the day is when we actually get into composition and teaching how to actually create for screen dance, because what we felt is that is also missing in the field is that sometimes there are lots of wonderful intensives out there, and they're magnificent and they're great, but at the end, you don't necessarily leave with something tangible, an actual product. And so now, because of EXCEL being about entrepreneurship, we want to make sure that if you come to our festival, you're going to have something that's tangible in your hands that you can use to market yourself. And now you can start to be the master of your own destiny as far as, social media programming. You have high quality media content, and really we feel like that's where the future's headed to.
Absolutely. So both the artists and the filmmakers have something to leave with to add to their portfolio.
Yes.
Awesome. To learn more, visit moving24fps.com. Thanks so much for watching.